The following show is paid programming and does not necessarily express the views and opinions of Urban Broadcast Media and its subsidiaries.
Thank you for listening to UBM Praise.
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? Let me know.
Oh, Froggy when he Gordon, he did ride Crambo.
I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill.
Green Acres is the place to be.
And that's Uncle Joe. He's a moving kind of slow at the junction.
Here we come, walking down the street.
Boy, do they Glenn Miller play.
Now the world don't move to the beat of just one drum.
Cincinnati WKRP.
Who is on first?
What are you asking me for? I don't know.
Now, wait a minute,
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's his name.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
Who?
The guy on first.
That's it. That's his name.
Well, you ain't said nothing. I ain't asked you nothing.
You did.
You know the guy's name on first base?
Sure.
Well, tell me the guy's name on first base.
Who?
Hey, this is Percy Beatty, and you're listening to the Sir Walter Jones Show. Keep it there.
This is Rodney East, and you're listening to Sir Walter Jones.
Okay, I'm going to do this right, okay? Hey, this is Tyrone Block, and you're listening to the Sir Walter Jones Show.
SWJ, if you please. Sir Walter Jones. Who that? Who that? Sir Walter Jones. Oh, yeah. Sir Walter Jones. Come on, come on. Sir Walter Jones. Put them hands up. Sir Walter Jones. Hey, you know that. Sir Walter Jones. Who we listening to? The Sir Walter Jones Show. Yeah, I know that's right. This is the Sir Walter Jones Show with co-host Alvin Carter. We are a Christian talk show that tackles the hot topics in a believer's walk. Get in on the conversation now by calling 773-675-5906. Sir Walter Jones. Sir Walter Jones. Come on, everybody. Sir Walter Jones. Let's do it one time. Sir Walter Jones. Ladies. Sir Walter Jones. Fellas. Sir Walter Jones. We're listening to the Sir Walter Jones Show. Yeah, I know that's right. Calling all musicians, new artists, singers, composers, poets, and producers. Grab a pen and some paper and listen up. It seems your career is on a treadmill, huh? Got some tips for you, so don't touch that dial. It's Music Business Night, right here on the Sir Walter Jones Show.
Wednesday.
Hello, everybody. Sir Walter, the Sir Walter Jones Show. I am he. It is Wednesday. Music Business Day. Man, we sit around the mic and talk about the music business. We talk about the music industry. We talk about music. If you are an organ player, piano player, lead guitar player, bass player, drummer, you play the xylophone, the clavichord, chord, you play a triangle, a bell, or pots and pans at the house, you need to listen in to today's show. And I'm telling you, we've been having a great montage of just life experiences on Wednesdays. We're on every day, by the way, Monday through Friday. Monday is Men's Day, Men's Chronicles, we call it, the Women's Guide to Men, and we talk about men's issues. And then 24 hours from there, Tuesday, we call it Pink Perspectives. And that's Women's Night, and we talk about things and issues dealing with women's, whether it's women's health, or relationships, you name it. But then Wednesdays, one of my favorite days of the week. Thursdays, we do Theology Thursday. We open up the Bible and talk about Scripture, and just me and some of the great elders and pastors and theologians of the city come, not just the city, or I've had them from across the country actually to fly in and sit on the mic and talk about the Bible. And then Friday, we call it Fireside Friday. We sit around, drink some tea and crumpets, and we talk about what happened the week, just some current events that happened on the news. But today, Wednesday, we've been on, a roller coaster ride, a series of musical experiences dealing with our lives. And I got my Spreaker account up here, and that's where all of our shows are. If you want to ever listen to the Sir Walter Jones Show and want to hear any of the shows that we've ever done in the year that we've been here at this station, you just go to Spreaker.com. Those of you listening on Spreaker right now, you know where to go. Spreaker, Spreaker.com. We did Why Praise and Worship last week. The week before that, we did Why We Love the 1980s. Man, we had some Andrew. I think Andrew came here, and we talked about the days of when some of us were in high school and some of you had just been born. The 1980s. We talk about great children's programming, all the cartoons and all of the PBS and Walt Disney World and what have you of our lives. We talked about the great TV theme songs. The week before that, and the week before that, we did the great singing duos and duets of our time. We did the great movie soundtracks of our time. We did the influence of jazz music in the church. We did the great composers and vocalizers, man, and then we did, of course, with a lot of shows what we call the effects. We did the Daryl Coley effect, the Tremaine Hawkins effect. We did the Ricky Grundy effect. We did, the Anita Baker effect. Oh yeah, we sure did. We also did the Clark Sisters effect, Richard Smallwood effect, Andre Crouch effect, Kirk Franklin effect. We did so many. And we have so many more to do because we were yet to do the commission and the whinings. And so, my gosh, it's going to be a great year. A great winter is coming our way. But there are two shows in particular that I want to talk about today that I bring up because I've got an aggregation of great men who are coming here today. I have one already. You hear him on the mic. But one show I did is called The Great Hoopers of Our Time. And we brought up a lot of the great teachers of the gospel, the preachers, the pastors who will take a text and then before you know it, he'll tune up and do what we call hooping. Go to that show on Spreaker. It was my biggest show. Got a couple thousand hits in just a couple days, and it was the biggest show I've ever had. And I've been on the air for 5 years now. And I think it was a big show because a lot of us in African American community who attend church understand the art of hooping. I think that's what I call the show, the art of hooping. And go there. And then after that, a week after that, we did the great Hammond B3 organ players of our time. And we brought in some heavy hitters. So today we're going to talk about those particular men and women in the gospel. And we're going to tie those two shows together because there's some files I want to play here. I have here on the show, I'm so honored and delighted to have the great Edward Showers. And Ed Showers is, it's really difficult to explain who he is.
Oh, come on.
It's so difficult to explain who he is. Because if you ever come in contact with a musician who's been around for several years, a lot of times you got to be careful because their head can be kind of big, meaning the humbleness is not there because they've been celebrated so much till they got to their head. This man here, from the day I met him until today, he's been the same. Everybody who I talk to say the same thing. He said, Ed Showers, oh my gosh, what a great friend.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so they don't just look at him as a musician. They look at him as a friend because he's always laughing. He's always smiling. He's always encouraging people.
Yes, sir.
And he has raised up an army of musicians, and I am one of them today.
Oh, come on. Oh, no.
The great Ed Showers. How you doing, Doc?
Oh, man, I'm so blessed. Listen, man, thanks for having me. Oh, man.
man,
I'm not going to sleep tonight, Doc. Who would have thought I was going to be on the Sir Walter
Man,
Jones
I'm
show?
telling you, I've been trying to get you here.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
It's going to be a great show, man.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be great. And so we're just going to talk a little bit about your life. We're going to bring out some other there is a show coming up in a couple days this Friday, y'all. Right. We're gonna talk about that when Dio and Curtis gets here. All right. There's some people on this flyer who they're second to none.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and Ed Showers has been placed among them.
Oh, who did? Oh, help me, Lord.
Say, who did it? Somebody did it, Doc. Somebody did it.
Oh, Lord. Help me.
Yes. So do me a favor. Pull that mic a little closer to yourself.
Yes, sir.
It's got a
how's that?
There it is.
All right.
Yeah, and pull it down like that.
All right.
Yes, sir. Because they want to hear you, man. They want to hear you. Because Facebook going to be chiming in, man.
Oh, my Lord.
Man, let me ask you a question. Okay, you remember right now of the King
of Glory Tabernacle, Church of God in Christ.
Man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you proud when you said that.
Well, you know I've been out all my life, Doc.
You have.
Oh, man, it's awesome.
Now, your mom.
Yes, sir.
Remember there, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so, and I'm going to talk about when I met you in a minute.
Okay.
But when did you start playing the organ?
I started messing around with it back in 1978, I believe.
Wow.
It was just before I went into high school. I was fumbling around with it, trying to, have my tape recorder everywhere I went, Brother Walter. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My tape recorder was my best friend.
Wow.
I had a desire to play. Well, can I tell you how I got the desire to
play? Sure, please.
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Take over the show.
I want you to.
Listen, I said the reason what gave me a really desire to play the organ. One Sunday morning, we was having Sunday morning service. The service was going good. We was having a good time, and then we had another organist on the organ that was playing at the time, and they was doing good. The service we was having a nice little service, but I noticed we had another guy that came in. He plays the organ too. Mm-hmm. He came in the church, Walter. Mm-hmm. The whole atmosphere went up in the praise. And I said, wow, what power is that? I said, he was so anointed. I said, wow. But what, only thing about that, I don't want to call no names, about the fella, he was always coming late.
Oh, boy.
And I said, Lord, if you bless me to play like that guy, I would never make the saints wait to experience the move of God like that. Wow. I said, if you give that to me, if you give it to me, Lord, I'll make sure, Lord, I'll be on time. I will be on time. I would never make the saints have to wait on me. Oh, and, so I started getting into it, learning my chords and stuff, and, the Lord began to bless me to kind of, to get the nice patterns,
sure.
that was out at that time.
Right.
And there was a lady named Cynthia Nunn.
Oh, my goodness.
She's I ain't gonna say my spiritual mother. When it comes to music, she is. Cynthia Nunn,
yes,
she is so sweet. Man, she took the time to kind of guide me through it, because at that time I wasn't that good. Everybody kind of bumped me off the organ. They ran me off the organ. They say, oh God, they see me coming and say, oh, please don't get on the organ, But she was the only one that would encourage me, Cynthia Nunn, and I love her to life, man. I tell you, even to this day. So let me shut up and let you keep talking. That's how I got started though with it.
Wow. Now what you were at King Glory?
I was at King of Glory.
Cynthia Nunn was a member there as well.
Yes, she was. Yes, she was.
And I think her husband was one of the
ministers. Yeah.
Ministers,
well, I think it was an usher at that time.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was an usher first. Yeah, at that time before he became the priest. Yeah,
you're bringing back some memories.
Yeah, we going back. Yes,
now,
sir.
Those of you who heard her name, he bringing out Cynthia Nunn.
Yes, Lord,
an amazing songwriter.
Oh, yes, God.
Wrote for Father Hayes, I believe.
Yes.
And then for Fellowship, I think she had a couple of days that way.
Yes,
yeah, that's her.
That's her.
That's Cynthia Nunn.
Oh, yeah.
And an amazing. So now she's let me see, where is she now? She used to be over on the church over
she's
Cottage Grove.
Yeah, she's first lady now, but she's first lady now.
She sure is.
Yeah.
She's first lady out in suburbs. Yeah. Just an amazing, humble woman.
Yes.
And that's for sure. Okay, so the Lord pretty much moved that other person off the organ and he had you on there.
Yes, yeah. I got so good, I believe I became annoying to the person, to the guy. And because everything he did, I learned how to play just like he did.
Wow.
I was like, whatever chords he had, I learned it, dog.
Wow.
So if you close your eyes, you would think I was that person playing.
Wow.
I was that person, but but eventually, the person moved on off the, he moved on away off the scene.
So now, but when they hear you play, they hear Ed Showers, okay? So the memory of this person's playing is not even around, meaning when they hear you play, they don't hear the other person play. They hear you. How did you come up with your own? Now, that's not easy to do. You got you got thousands of musicians, right?
Right, yes, sir.
How hard is it? Because it's very difficult to have all those musicians, but you can hear one guy on the organ.
Yes.
And that's him.
Yes.
Do you believe the Lord gave you that particular style of what? I mean, did you study?
I studied him.
Sure.
And I studied, like a book. But he was the first person I really studied as far as techniques and I knew what the saints wanted to hear. Okay. And he did it, so I tried to emulate what he did. So that's how I really got started with it.
Right.
And that's really and then after
And I don't even think you realize that you have your own style that's different from anybody we know. Anybody, okay, and there's some great musicians in Chicago.
Yes. God, what you talking about?
They're amazing musicians.
Oh my Lord! Yes,
but you know what they say, Ed?
Ooh,
they
Jesus.
say if any of them playing, and then and you can hear their own style. And I'm gonna play something tonight. You might hear a couple of us say, "That's an Ed Showers move." I mean, I'm telling you, that is one of the greatest honors to ever have. To say that, he's playing an Ed Showers chord. There was an intro that I played. If you guys go to the great piano players, I did one called the great piano players of our time.
Okay, wow.
And what's his name opened up? Now, Brittany, help me to remember his name. What's the Oscar Peterson?
Oh my Lord.
Okay, can you find that file for me? Oscar Peterson, and it opened up my show. He was being interviewed,
okay,
and he was emulating different styles from different musicians.
Okay,
that's not easy to do.
Oh, no, I'm sure it isn't. Ooh.
Okay, and when she finds it, we're gonna play it because I want you to know that that's what they do for you. When I'm sitting with other musicians, they'll say, "Now, this right here." They'll say, this is Stephen Harris. Okay.
Ooh,
then they'll say, this is Wendell Lowe.
Wow.
And then they'll say, but this is Ed Showers. And you can hear the difference because you guys have you got it? Okay, now I want you to listen just for a couple of minutes of him being interviewed and hear how he's able to dig into the minds of these other great musicians and emulate them.
Yeah,
okay. Go ahead, play that.
Scratch the Bösendorfer here. Well, I thank you, and His Grace the Duke thanks you, and Oscar, let's hurry through this. I've got some notes here from my scrapbook. I wonder if it would be possible to pick a tune and have you show us just superficially, perhaps.
Are you going to pick a tune that I know?
I'll let you pick the tune.
No, go ahead.
I might pick Buttons and Bows, or who knows. And if you could just show us some of this, what I think are called stylistic trademarks of other pianists. Mm-hmm. Now, what do we mean by the phrase "the stride piano of Art Tatum"?
The stride piano of Tatum or people of that era is the ability to play.
Now watch what he does.
The background for yourself and make it work like a rhythm section.
Oh yeah.
As opposed to when you play with the rhythm section, where you would just hold a chord usually or punctuate with a chord and play.
That's you right there.
Oh no!
I'm telling you, man.
This is where you go.
Yeah.
And that's Art Tatum. That's
ragtime.
That's right.
Yeah, ragtime. The instrument and the left hand is putting the rhythm section out of work.
That's right. That's the idea.
Okay. What else did I put down here? Oh, yeah, here's something I wrote. Talking about influences on you, and quote, the two-fingered percussiveness of Nat Cole. Could you show the two-fingered percussiveness
yeah, Nat would do this sort of thing.
Or the TPC.
And you can hear Nat Cole.
Yeah.
You hear.
Which each note has its own articulation rather than being an insipid phrase like...
Yeah.
It's... Woo! And used mostly the front end.
And we only know Nat as a singer.
It was very emphatic. It was articulate.
But he's an amazing musician.
Yes, sir.
Music running all notes together. That's part of the sentence. The other part they could hear in your early influence was the lyric octave work of Earl Garner.
Oh, they're talking about the full chords.
Now here's Earl Garner.
Earl
Watch
used
it.
a handful of chords to play melody. If he was going to play Getting Sentimental, he might play it like this.
I'm telling you, all these cats, as you roll into one.
And delay it like that.
It's amazing.
And as I said,
that's why I asked you, who will you study?
Know how to be able to do the proper
you will study somebody.
Since you didn't name the airline, you better not name the other show.
I won't.
What was it, run by a middle-aged man with white hair?
No.
Oh, okay. But what about the relaxed block chords, or would that be a typo for black chords? No, I guess not in George Shearing's case.
Not in George Shearing. George Shearing used this kind of thing.
The fullness.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir. Come on.
These left. Roses of Pickett.
Okay, Brett, we'll stop there. And he pretty much resurrects all these musicians, and you can hear the distinct differences between them.
Yes, sir.
How they can take one chord and make it their own.
They make it their own.
That's what you do every week. That's what you do every week, and then you don't even realize you're doing that.
Wow.
Okay, I have a great Dio here, who's a troublemaker.
Yes, sir. What's up,
He's a big troublemaker. Dwayne Dio Bradford is one of the sponsors of the. I went to one that they did for the bass players. I think it was last year.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, Doc Showers, it was amazing.
Wow.
To see young men there giving credence to these magnificent bass players. And the bass players, they were there, and some of them were literally in tears. Wow. I sat next to, what's the jazz bassist who
Mike
played?
Manson?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Mike Manson walked in together, and he sat there, and he looked at me like, oh, my God. Do you hear this? Do you hear this? He was so humble. And Dio allowed him to come to the mic and talk. And you could see the humbleness in on his face. He could not believe the sound that was coming out of those young people who were emulating him. And I'm telling you, Friday's going to be the same way. It's going to be amazing. Wow. Dio, why are you doing this?
Man, I like to do this event just to bring unity to the city, one, and two, pay homage to guys such as Ed and everyone else that were honored that night. You know, just bring it together, man, and give you guys your flowers while you're still alive, man, because I feel like it's not really enough of that going on. You know, too late. It happens, you know, when guys are dead, and it's like, why not do it when these guys are alive?
That is so true. Wow. That really is so true. And I see you all over the place. You go on YouTube and just type in Dwayne Dio Bradford, and he's everywhere. Very involved. Very involved. That's why I call him troublemaker. He's very involved. And I got some of your stuff, man. I'm about to play.
All right now.
Oh, we don't play on Survival Junction.
That's what I'm talking
we don't mess
about.
around. We don't mess around. Hey, Brittany, let's go to the letter G. Now, this is Joe Cleveland. Okay, this is Benjamin Moore. All right, that's one of them Patterson boys. Okay, all right, and this is the great Dwayne Dio Bradford. This is June the 2nd, 2012. Now this boy right here, I'm calling this the slasher. The slasher. Hear him on the drums. Okay, 81,000 YouTube hits. Okay, all right, here we go.
Never again.
The slasher, Doc.
Ooh, I'm listening, Doc.
I can't believe you pulled this up, man. That's just funny.
It's crazy. I mean, he about to go crazy. And the band is right with him.
On him.
You see? Notice how each section does something else. Okay, now that's a skill. That's skill.
That's skill.
takes practice, and the band got to know each other. There's a relationship that the band members have with each other.
There you go.
And they back. Okay? Come on. That's what it's all about. That's why the Midwest, Chicago, hands down, man.
Hands down.
This is what we do. Okay? Now this is him on the guitar, on the drums. This little head boy right here. Let's go to H, Brittany. He decides to get on the organ. Now, I didn't know he played
wait a minute
organ.
now.
Yes, this guy right here, the one on your right. Oh, man. Dio. He plays the organ, dude. He was backing up some guy.
Wait a minute now.
Yeah.
I missed that one. Okay.
Well, you about to hear it. Go to H. Just blaze it. He was studying somebody.
I like somebody. Ooh, I like that.
Now he opens it up.
Wow.
There's no instrument like that beat.
That's what I'm saying. Come on with it.
Drops. You see? You hear the drop?
I love drops.
Ed is the king for that.
You hear it? I heard you in there. Did you hear that? I'm telling you, man.
I don't know, but the show sound good.
I'm telling you.
I take it. I take it now.
Oh yeah. Okay, Britt. See, that's the great Dwayne Dio.
Now you pulled that one out.
Bradford.
I didn't know you played it. Wow.
I'm telling you, he don't just
a little bit, man.
Yeah. I'm telling you, go on YouTube.
Surprise.
You will hear him backing up anybody.
Okay.
They just walk in. He says, "Okay, which instrument you want me to play? I got you." That guy right there. Yeah. He played for my concert last year. Okay, at Faith Temple in Evanston. Yep. All right, and he was messing around in rehearsal, and it wasn't on drums. He was messing around the other instruments. I said,
I
said, boy, get away from the instruments. You might hurt you. Get away from that. Okay, get off. You know how you tell the kids, get off the fence. Get off. You know. And I said, wait a minute, this boy's actually playing. He was killing it. Yeah, he was just messing around.
Just two, man. Just two instruments. That's it,
dude.
Oh, you got it like that, man.
I really was just and I think it's something in the water.
It must be that. Oh no.
Dio, how old are you?
I'm 27.
You see what I'm saying?
Young guy.
There's something in the water.
Wow.
And we got to fix that.
Man, if you think that about me, watch out for little Josiah Maddox, man.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know, Doc.
I've been hearing that guy.
I know.
You will hear him Friday.
Oh, I know, Doc.
You will hear him Friday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got some stuff here. Lord. I'm gonna go to the quick break, but I got some stuff, Ed, that I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tell you when I met you for the first time. And there's a song that you played that every time I hear it, I think about you because this is when I first met you. All right?
Okay.
You ready for this?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know, brother. That's a long time ago.
Yeah, man. We're going to come back with the great Dio, and Curtis is on his way. Just hit us up in the inbox. Let's see. It's 4:30 in Chicagoland area. When we come back, I do want to talk about these preaching chords.
Come on with it.
Okay, we did the hooping show we talked about earlier. All right, right here, this is called hoop triggers. It's actually a trigger that we can use now, just in case you guys can't afford a
organist.
Yeah, an organist. This is from C-Dub. All right, it's called Preaching Enhanced, and just a guy was in the studio hooping, and one guy. Now you're gonna hear a band, but this is one guy playing behind a preacher. Wow. All right, okay. You ready for this? Okay, that'll be our 4:30 break song, and we'll be right back with the great Ed Showers and Dio. Sir Walter Jones Show.
You're now listening to the Sir Walter Jones Show.
What's your name?
I'm Lamar Lennox.
Oh.
Hey, this is Mark Hubbard. You're listening to the Sir Walter Jones Show.
Praise and worship is what I do. Praise and worship is what you should do. But I heard in the scripture, David said, he said, I praise the Lord 7 times a day. So when we praise the Lord, let it not just be for our stuff, but even when we are in our stuff. I want to tell you a story about a man named John. He worked and he praised the Lord. Yes, he did for his job, but then he lost his job. He began to praise him more. But a few months later, he lost his job, and after he lost his job, he found out that things wasn't going good. His wife didn't look at him straight. The children looked at him with dismayed eyes. But then he began to pray, and the Lord came in and sent him a phone call out of the clear blue sky and told him to come to work. He went to work, working 5 and 6 days a week, but he forgot about God, buying all kinds of stuff, but he forgot about God. And one Sunday morning, he got up with work on his mind, but he heard a voice from heaven saying, John, what are you doing? I let you work 6 days a week. Yeah, Lord, all I want is some time with you. Yes, John said, and this was his testimony. He said, I fell down on my knees. I said, Lord, help me please. I won't allow my pride to quit my praise. I won't allow my pride to stop me from praising you. I'm gonna praise you every time I get up. I'm gonna praise you during the day. I'm gonna praise you when I get home at night. And when I go to bed, I'm still gonna praise you because you've been so good. You've been so good, so good. I don't know what to say, but thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I just wanna praise you. I just wanna praise you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Whoop Triggers by C-Dub. Just amazing.
Yes.
One button.
One button.
You got a band.
Wow.
One button.
Nuts.
It is nuts, Doc. It's something. Now, Showers.
Yes, sir.
It was at Liberty Temple on 52nd. Was 51st, 52nd?
53 something.
Something in Houston.
Yes,
okay.
Sir. Yes, sir.
I walked in there. They were having a concert. It was a little ensemble group. The year was 1983.
Oh my Lord.
Okay. Dio, how old was you in 1983?
I wasn't born.
Wasn't around.
Oh, wow.
1983, okay? And there was a grand piano. You weren't in the sanctuary. You were in the kitchen area.
I was in the back. Oh,
yeah.
Lord.
And that's where the service was. They had a little intimate setting, okay?
Okay.
This is before you married that really fine girl behind you.
Okay.
Kabir.
Okay.
The great evangelist.
Okay.
We're going to put her on the mic in a minute. Okay? And this song came on. Go to A, Brittany. This is a Richard Smallwood song, okay? I was in love with it before you played it, and I really fell in love with it after you played it. See if you remember this song here. Okay? It's A, Brittany, if you can find it. And this is called The Resurrection. And you played it note for note. And I said, who is that man on the piano, and what's his name? He said, that's Showers. I'm like, I took a shower, but what's his name? You probably don't even remember playing this. Yes, sir. You played it to the T. Mm-hmm. 83, Doc. Because this came out in 1982. This is Richard Smallwood's Singers. I think this was like their debut. I mean, he had recorded prior to this, but this right here put him on the block. And it was just you on the piano with no band.
With no band.
Nope. It's about 4 or 5 singers. I forgot the minister of music at that time. I forgot his name.
Was it Dennis Graham?
Dennis.
Dennis, yes,
yes,
sir.
sir.
Going back, Dennis.
Yes, sir, Dennis.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. And that was all you. I says, who is he?
Wow.
And is he human?
And I was on the piano then.
You was on the piano.
I was on the piano.
Mm-hmm. No organ, just piano. Okay? Now, Brittany, we'll go to B. Now, then I realized that you listen to pop culture. Okay? You a nerd like me. I said, that's why I like him so much, because he's like me. He's a nerd. My teacher took me to see The Wiz in 1975, 76, something like that, okay? The original Wiz, all right? All right?
Oh, my.
And at the end of The Wiz, this song played. This is actually written by Luther Vandross, called Can't You Feel a Brand New Day?
I remember that.
You remember the song?
I remember the song, yeah.
Okay, well, let me tell you something. You was playing this during the shout music.
I do remember that. Now,
Come on now. I'll pay attention to you.
I remember doing it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I remember
I
that.
said, this man gets on my nerve. He's got my spirit. He pays
But I played
attention.
in the spirit, though, y'all.
Yeah, no, you were in the spirit. But I said to myself, yeah, it fit. It was perfect.
It was perfect.
It was that King and Glory. And I said, wait a minute, I know that. Okay, now watch this. Then what you did was, somebody was up talking. I don't know if it was offering or what have you. You know how musicians just play subtle music?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go to C, Brittany. I think you played this entire orchestra piece, and I knew then that you and I were separated at birth. This is The Color Purple. Yep. And you played this years ago, and I says, how does he even know to do that? Okay. You play the chord note for note. Yep. I says he loves pop culture, but when he's, I think it's something psychological with us musicians. We're watching these shows,
right,
and we may not be paying attention to the plot of the show.
Listen to some music. I
It's
do it
that
all the
music.
time.
Right.
It's
I
that
do it
music.
all the
It's
time.
that music.
Yes.
Yep.
And I says he has been captivated by that music watching Color Purple,
Right.
like me,
Right.
and it's in him.
Right.
Now this is the great Quincy Jones
Yes, sir.
arrangement, okay?
Yes, sir.
And I think at one time, and I'll never forget, I went to the movie to go see Forrest Gump, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the opening thing that had me in tears.
Wow.
And it wasn't so much, I wasn't crying because my girlfriend was sitting next to me, because she was. But the overture came on and if you guys go to YouTube and turn on the show,
okay,
a feather is falling from the sky, and this orchestra piece is playing, and tears are coming. I said, this is the most beautiful overture I had ever heard.
Wow.
Okay, well, Color Purple did that for me as well.
Okay.
So when you played it in church, I says, listen to this nerd. He is captivated by that music. Okay, now Take 6 came on the scene.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Oh, see, come on, man. I studied you, Ed. I studied you.
Oh Lord.
Brittany, go to D. You played this song. This was dropped June 1st, 1988. Okay? This is called A Quiet Place. This,
I remember that.
I know you
I remember that. I sure do, yeah.
know you remember this.
I sure did. I remember this one.
Chord per chord. And that's when I heard the geniusness of Ed Showers. That's when we started calling him King after this song here.
Yeah. I remember that.
We started calling him King. You know the Jones Brothers who gave you that name, buddy.
Oh Lord.
Oh yeah. You hear the chord
Oh,
structure?
yeah. I remember that shit.
Right there.
I forgot to change.
I know. 1988. Hey, Dio, what were you doing in 1988?
Just being born in April.
Uh-oh. That blood, sweat, and tears is walking. Now, Brittany.
Oh, my brother. Oh, my brother.
I know.
Oh, my God.
Brittany, Larry, take that seat right there, because I'm going to put Lindsay in that one. Now, go to E, Brittany. Okay, this dropped September 7, 1990.
1990.
Uh-huh. This has come unto me. I heard you do this one as well. You just messing around. Service was over.
Okay. I remember this too.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. I think the group I played for was trying to sing these songs. Christian Gentlemen, maybe.
Christian Gentlemen. Oh, yeah. I forgot about them. Well, that one guy behind you, that's one of the lead.
The main leader.
One of the main leaders.
Yes, sir.
And then you had his brother-in-law.
Kevin Perry.
Kevin
right.
Perry. Who else?
David, thank you.
Donovan.
Yeah.
And every now and then they brought me in to do something.
That's what helped us out.
Because you wwas singing. Who? Really? Terry Sanders?
Wow.
That's right.
Man.
Okay. Now that's these were your inspirations, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So Brittany, if you go to F, you will hear Ed Showers in all his glory. Now you're playing praise and worship here, okay? Now Dio, I want you to listen to these chords.
Oh wow.
Get some money.
Praise and worship. Oh.
Now Curtis Lindsay put this on Facebook. I'm now on YouTube.
Oh, okay, I know it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Now, Dio, tell me what's going on here.
Testimony service?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Me and B flat. I can tell that.
This boy right here. Perfect pitch.
Right. That sure must be flat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, can you tell what key you in when you're hearing yourself play back? Because
I just know this was a B flat because I remember playing it back.
Okay. But I know some musicians, they can tell by their chord. See, I don't do every chord in every key, meaning the same chord in every key. If I'm in C sharp and I'm doing a drop, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do a different drop in E flat, and then a different drop in F.
I can tell.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
So do you do that, or do you find yourself repeating your drops in each different keys? I mean, because doesn't certain keys have certain distinct
different
feel
figuring?
for you?
Yeah, different figuring. Right, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
which causes you to do something else because you're in a certain key.
Right.
What about you, Diaz? Is that you?
I try to be able to have different options, different keys, but have a foundation to start from.
Start from.
Yeah,
absolutely. Wow. Yeah, and B flat. Do you like B flat?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
B flat is a fun key.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
You do so much with it.
Now I know this is a crazy question. What's your favorite key, Ed?
If I had to say my favorite key to play in, I like to say E flat, and a D flat.
Yeah,
those two are my favorite.
And I think C sharp or D
C
flat.
Sharp, right.
Yeah, I think that might be
right.
That
A flat was my first one though.
Was it really?
That was my first key.
You know what? And I think A flat was the key of the decades of the 70s and 80s. Mm-hmm. And then what happened is the choir directors and the writers began to write in C sharp as we got into the 90s and the 2000s, which caused a lot of musicians now to love C sharp because of the songs.
Right. But you know what? When I'm playing slow songs, I like F sharp. F sharp has a sound.
I agree.
It's a sound different than any other. But F sharp is man. If I could write a slow anthem, I would like to write something in F sharp.
I agree with that. It is, isn't it something? It's pretty. I totally agree with that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it used to be very difficult for me to do it because it was always black keys.
Right. Like God wants to say, yes.
There it is. Ooh. Isn't that beautiful?
You can do so much with that song.
You really can.
Yes.
Was that James Chambers?
James Hall.
James Hall, I mean.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but you're so right. Then let's go to the number 1, Brittany. Okay. Now this is Ed Showers playing. He's slowing it down. All right. And right there, Doc. This is "Oh How I Love Jesus." Okay. Now pay attention to what he does to this. Okay. He actually gonna change key on them, and they don't even realize it. The great Curtis Lindsay is here.
He's here.
Now this is his. Now Curtis put this stuff up on YouTube, so blame him for this madness. Now you tell me when that key change comes. There it is. Just make you moan. That's it. That's all you can do. You remember that?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Now you guys reconstructed the King of Glory. Okay?
Yes.
Because you moved the organ from the wall.
Yes, we sure did, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that a leather speaker still up in the balcony?
We took it down.
You took it down.
It's right behind me now.
It's behind you now.
It's behind me now.
I think it was a great place to be. Okay.
yeah, it's behind me.
All right. I came to your church one Sunday morning because you were not there, and you called me. Says I need you to fill in.
Yes, sir.
All right. First of all, I fainted when you called. All right. I mean, who sits on King Ed's bench and who does that? Okay. And I sat there and I'm playing, and guess who walked in the door? You remember?
Tyson.
Moses Tyson walked in, and I'm on the organ, and I said, "This is a setup. This is a setup."
Man,
yeah.
That wasn't
I said, "Who did he plan this?" And he walked in, and your pastor had him come on, sit on the organ, or play a number.
Okay.
And I says, I can't believe this. So Moses Tyson asked me to sit on the piano and accompany him, and I was like, I'm in glory land right now.
You got it, yeah.
Man, it's just amazing. The great Curtis Lindsay just walked in.
Hey,
what up, Curtis?
Curtis, how you doing?
What up?
Man, this I don't know what to call him either.
My Lord.
He's a nerd as well.
Yes,
he's a nerd. Oh. And let me tell you, I got some stuff for him. For y'all.
All right.
Okay. Hey, Brittany. We're going to I. Quicker letter I. 15,000 people viewed this YouTube video here.
15,000.
Now, watch this. Now, he starts it off with a simple hymn, okay? And Jason is behind him. Jason Tyson. The great Jason Tyson.
Oh, my Lord.
All right, who you raised up.
Oh, no.
All right? All right? Okay. Now, what Curtis does is he plays it simple. He keeps it standard. Because, we musicians can go there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, he played a standard, and then Jason just ran over his head.
Okay.
Okay? Just totally ran over his head. Okay, now that's this first song.
Okay.
And I'm going to let Curtis loose after this. But listen to this. This is Curtis starting off.
I remember this one, yeah. Yes, sir.
And you see how wonderfully simple he plays it?
Yes. That's all. Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Simplicity.
Yes. And then Jason takes it. He says, "Okay, I'm gonna do something for the young folk."
Yes, sir. Oh, come on now. Come on. Yes.
That's Ed.
That's the Ed move.
What I tell you? I told y'all.
Yeah, that's the Ed.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You raised that boy.
Woo! Let's stop this tape, Doc.
That's another Ed move.
Yep, that is.
What's that? That's your dream. My Lord.
Okay, now I'm about to let Curtis Lindsay loose.
Come on now.
This knucklehead right here, sitting on, or I call this warfare.
Okay.
All right, warfare.
Warfare, okay.
He went there. Some preacher was up, but you couldn't pay no attention to the preacher. Because this Hammond organ guy was doing, he sat on it. He put his whole body on it like he was, he lay prostrate. Go ahead, play that. This is Jay, Brittany. Whoa! Get on my nerve. I told you.
I didn't put that up.
No, somebody put that up.
Oh, okay.
Hey, babe. Straight chromatic, man. This is stupid. Okay, Britt, I can't take it.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, man. I mean,
Curtis, man, tell me, what happens when a musician gets caught in that? See, people think that the musicians are not, they don't get caught or up in what's going on, meaning they think that we're always trying to perform.
Thank you.
But we actually get caught
Thank you.
in this. You know how they say about the football teams, what have you, they get into a zone? We get into this spiritual zone.
Yes.
We can't come out of it.
Come on,
and
man.
we're playing for ourselves.
Thank you. Come on.
Okay? We're playing, it's a relationship between us and God at the time, and we're doing all we can for Him. And that's what it is.
I like
Out
that.
of body. I mean, you just answered your.
Yeah.
You just answered.
Yeah. So is that, you think that's what was going on in that moment?
I don't even remember that.
See, he don't even remember it.
Wow.
If it was a performance, he would have remembered it.
Wow.
But he was caught into that.
Right.
That's why I call it warfare. He was there, and that
I don't
was
even know what that was.
You see,
You ain't know the wow.
he don't even
Like,
remember
what
what it
service was that?
See?
Yeah.
That's it. That's amazing. What happens, Curtis? When did you start playing?
Oh man, seriously or just playing?
Just when you realized, okay, maybe I should do this.
And I was 11 years old.
Oh, wow.
I'll never forget. Bishop Ford was still alive, and
LH.
they had the Ames at
Sure.
St. Paul.
Sure.
And Bishop Ford used to allow each district to have some type of like I don't want to say competition, but
Lavonia Whitley during that time.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
And so my district, which was Pastor Wells, Miller district, he basically the short version.
Pickens Memorial.
Yes, sir. The short version was the skit was musicians playing for the world, and I was the only one that stayed in the church.
Wow.
Oh,
But
wow.
I wasn't playing for real. I was like kind of like miming.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay.
And so one Friday night service, my mom made me get up there. She thought I was playing for real.
Okay.
But I was just, miming. So then I applied for they have this thing called A Song Is Born.
That's right.
Oh wow.
And
Oh yeah.
that's when I got my first lesson with Ed.
Is that right?
I had won the scholarship.
Wow.
With Ed Showers.
Wow.
And between Ed and Angelo Bridges and Jason Tyson
Yeah.
and Rodney East,
Thank you for
so
bringing that name
every
Thank you.
every state meeting, go up there, sit with Ed. First Sunday nights, come to King Glory.
Yeah. Oh wow.
That's right.
Um,
Nice of King of Glory.
Yeah, so that's
that was a training ground. King Glove was a training ground for us.
Definitely.
Yeah. Man, that's you brought up Angela Bridges. I'm so glad you brought that up because I have a list of names that I was going to call out towards the end of the show. But you can't forget Angela Bridges.
Oh yes, sir.
But
Can't forget that guy.
Yeah, he's in Indianapolis now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
His wife is an amazing vocalist, by the way.
I didn't know that.
Oh my gosh, yes, Bridges is an amazing vocalist.
Really? Okay.
But he picked his memorial.
Yep.
And then the church right down the street from the New Original Church of God in Christ, right up the street.
Prayer Mission.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
that's
His dad was the pastor
before
he passed
And I
away.
think his mom's still over there, right?
His mom's still there.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and they of course now they have the new pastor of Prayer Mission, McClinton. Sure.
Right.
But you guys are celebrating, and we want to call out these names and see if we. There's a couple files I do have on a couple of them, but right now I want to go to Donald Buster Woods.
All right.
All right. Donald was messing around. I think my nephew Paul was messing around at the church, and he says, "Teach us some hymns, okay?" And I saw this on YouTube, and I was very impressed with this. This is Bridget. What's your name again? I call her everything. I was about to call her Larry, but I was hilarious. Okay. This is Donald Buster Woods playing hymns. He's teaching the young men who was musicians there some hymns. But what he does is he'll do it in a way that you recognize it as older, and then the young ones could really get with it.
Wow.
Because he puts a little stuff into it. Okay,
Yeah.
Let's listen to that file. It's only about 2 minutes.
I'll play it for them.
Okay, thank
For them.
James TV.
I definitely use it though. But
Yeah, I'm just saying.
they bring that right sound to it.
The young folk was loving it. I call that tumbleweed. Tumbleweed.
But can I say something real
Yes,
quick?
sir.
It's still Ed though.
I told you.
It's still Ed in that.
What, you listening to the program before you got here?
Yeah, but that's still
See what I'm
Ed.
saying? That is still you. You're the foundation of this city.
It's
I'm telling
something
you.
about that sound.
That sound.
So you just playing for him? You just playing
He just messed around with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
See?
See?
Oh!
He the king, man.
He the king. Names always drop. They always drop his name.
Legend.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm telling you, now he was messing around there, okay. But if you really hear Donald in a service,
Oh, yes.
where he's
Powerful,
caught,
yeah.
it's just amazing.
Yeah.
Now, what I want to do as I go to this break, we are mourning the loss of the great apostle R.D. Hinton,
Oh, yes, Lord.
and we are going to have a homegoing service for him Saturday.
Yes.
Okay, at House of Hope, I believe it is.
Yes, sir.
All right, then a lot of the big wigs are flying in. I mean, I think
yes,
they
Lord.
want me to pick up Marvin Winans. I'm like,
Really?
yeah. I'm like,
Ooh. Oh, go ahead on.
From the no, y'all. Because I'm not going. I might pick him up, but I'm not taking him nowhere but to my house and take him to the keyboard. He's not gonna make the funeral.
Oh Lord.
Okay, and I believe Hawkins is coming in as well. Walter's brother, Edwin.
Edwin, really?
He'll be
Okay.
in. Yeah. So a lot, they all are coming in.
Oh,
but
man.
I want to play, since we did the Hoopin' show.
Yeah.
I want to play for this break here. Apostle Richard D. Hinton. His sermon was "Curse That Witch."
Wow.
Curse that witch. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's only about 2 minutes long. And hear the magnificent stylings.
Yes.
Nobody hooped like Apostle.
Nobody.
And so many people copied him.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll talk about that right after the break. Okay? R.D. Hinton.
Come on now.
God rest his soul. We love him.
Yes,
Sir Walter Jones Show.
Hey, this is John Hanna, and you're listening to the Sir Walter Jones Show.
What's up? This is Canton Jones, and you're listening to the Sir Walter Jones Show. Yo.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Jonathan McReynolds, and you are now listening to the Sir Walter Jones Show. It's my guy.
A lot of folk that's under witchcraft and don't even know it. But I'm here to tell you, folks, if you listen to me over radio and the devil's been fixing you now, it's worse when you've dubbed in it. When you've been doving in witchcraft, when you're doving in the powers of darkness and all bewitched, bothered, and bewildered and messed up, and then looking, wonder why folks are doing you that way. But I'm speaking of you that don't have nothing to do with that mess. But somebody is sending forces. Somebody is sending power. Somebody is sending demonic forces in your direction, trying to confuse you, trying to make you upset, keeping you from sleeping, disturbing you. God told me to tell you, there's power in the name of Jesus. His name can break the powers of witchcraft, voodooism, witch doctor, warlocks, soothsayers, occults. His power can break it and curse the forces of the enemy. And I'm here to tell you, don't be afraid. Let them sprinkle the goofy dust. Let them get John the Conqueror. Let them go and get, amen. Talking about I went to Louisiana and I done picked up, thank God, some weeds. I done picked up a leaf. I done picked up a branch. Honey, you can go to Louisiana and pick up a tree and come back here. You can't do a thing with me. Greater he that is in me. I curse your power. You witch. You witch. I curse your power in the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. I bind you. I'm not asking you. I'm commanding you. Hold your peace. Shut up. Get out of here. In Jesus' name. I told you I done gone crazy. Hey! When you're saved, when you're sanctified and filled with the Holy Ghost, they try to fix you. Hey, Elvis Presley told you what to do. They sending me stuff. They sent me $1 bill and burned it. Called it a burnt offering. They've sent me some stuff, some candles. They've sent me John the Conqueror. They've sent me some incense. They've sent me. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll tell you what to do. Elvis Presley told you that before he died. Return to sender. Devil, I'm giving you back your mess. I'm giving it back to you. Return to sender. I'm not afraid Because God said, what you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. What you loose on earth shall be loose in heaven. Today, if you can believe God, I loose you in the name of Jesus from witchcraft. I loose you in the name of Jesus from the powers of darkness. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
The following show is paid programming and does not necessarily express the views and opinions of Urban Broadcast Media and its subsidiaries.
Thank you for listening to UBM Praise.
Calling all musicians, new artists, singers, composers, poets, and producers. Grab a pen and some paper and listen up. It seems your career is on a treadmill, huh? Got some tips for you. So don't touch that dial. It's Music Business Night, right here on the Sir Walter Jones Show.
Wednesday.
The great apostle R.D. Hinton. Curse that witch. Get her out of here. Love him dearly. This music you hear now, this is Tony Cazzo, Richard Gibbs, Mike Logan, and the great Larry Jones on the bass.
Yes, sir.
From that One Mic show that comes on, whenever he gives it to us. He been slacking up. Whenever he gives it to us, he waits about 6 months and then bam, he'll hit us, and then we won't see it again for about 3 months. That one mic travels. I've got the great Dio here, the sponsors of this wonderful event that's happening Friday. Dio and Curtis Lindsay came together, and they are presenting the greatest musicians as far as Hammond organ and piano players of our time. And again, I'm going to get you this list here. So we did Ed Showers, Donald Buster Woods. Now, I want to hear a little bit from, and we're borrowing some of these files from the Hammond organ show that we did. The Alvin C. Carter just walked in the door, my great co-host.
Yes, sir.
And a brilliant man, by the way.
Oh, yes.
And amazingly brilliant. And he takes y'all's stuff and he always tears it apart. And he tells you chord structures, he tells you lifts, and he tells you all these. He uses these terms that I can't think of. I just can't do it. Yeah, he does that. But let's see. I want to go to L. Brittany. Now this is Cornell Thickpen.
Oh my Lord!
All right, but what's happening here? I could not stomach just Cornell Thickpen by himself because we'd had to shut the show down. So what I did was I found a file where it's Rodney East starting off.
Oh yeah.
Then then Cornell Thickpen takes it, and then Wendell Law. Okay, now this is What a Friend We Have in Jesus. Now, y'all tell me. Now, Ed, you tell me who's playing.
Okay.
And tell me when the switch happens. Okay? Because these are your children. These are your children. Okay? All right. This is L. What a Friend We Have in Jesus.
Oh, man. Let's go. We all said, watch it.
Know who that is.
Who's that, Ed?
Let's ride it.
All right.
Let's ride it, yeah.
Okay, the switch just happened, I think. Think pen. Yeah, that's my baby. Yeah. Switch. That's it. Even the Leslie switch is you. Because it had to happen at that point. And that's a mixture of Cornell and Wendell right there. That's cool. Yeah, those your babies, man. Yeah, just crazy. Okay. In walked the great Richard Gibbs. Okay, brothers, tell me about Richard. What y'all know about him?
Curtis, go ahead and do that.
Yeah, he knows
Richard to me is like between him. I don't even know how to explain it, but playing with bands like for his age is still current for me.
Wow.
You know, he's his organ settings, his placement that he knows, like you'll feel that he's playing. You know, so that's really the only thing I could describe of him.
Yeah, and it not just Hammond, but piano.
Oh man,
just ridiculous. Wow, and flawless on both.
Like he played for Aretha, but I don't think Aretha really knows.
No, right? Don't even.
I don't think she know about him on the organ though.
Yeah. That's something to be able to be that fluent on both instruments. And a lot of times, what you can tell is you could tell an organist who's playing the piano, and vice versa.
Very true.
By his chording. Okay.
And Richard is a bass player first.
Yeah, and the bass player.
That's
first, not organ.
First.
Wow.
That's amazing to be able to do that. And this is Inez Andrews' baby.
Yes,
okay,
sir. Yes, sir.
So let's go to M. And here I'm calling it slow drag. This is him playing an intro for his mom. Before his mom. Now his mom is standing there next to him on the organ, and she started singing. She thought, let me turn it over to my son. Let him sing the intro. Okay?
Wow, okay.
And this is what we get. This is called. I'm calling this the slow drag.
Okay.
Here you go. Now notice the audience that he's playing for. Going in Rome. So these old Baptist folk, this is what they need you to do right here. Simplicity.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And discipline. Just drag it on the fire.
So It's about them settings, though.
I know.
It's the settings. There's the volume pedal,
sir.
how he uses it.
Yes, sir. That is so true. And he fills in all the spaces. He fills it in. Them Baptists, they falling out. Right? Falling out.
Yeah, I know this.
That's right. That's it. That's
Good job.
we just said that. Okay, Brett. So this boy right here on my right, Alvin C. Carter. All right.
Yes, sir.
Every fourth, I think it's fourth Sunday, the fifth Sunday, the older choir sings that over there. Over there, I want to shout out to Remandus P. Moore over there, his church on the west side.
All right.
And I came to a choir rehearsal, and he was teaching the song. They were going over songs pretty much. One didn't have to really teach it. They was going over a lot of the old songs. And I said to myself, how does he know to do this? Because everything that he did was Baptist. Now, some of the denominations listen to me out there and say, well, really, there's no difference. Yes, there is.
Wow.
There's definitely a difference. Now, Alvin can play Kojic, Baptist, Presbyterian. Okay, he can go all over. But he stayed true to Baptist that entire rehearsal. No Kojic was allowed in that house. All right? And I'm a Kojic man, you know.
Yes, sir.
I didn't hear no crazy drops.
Wow.
I heard straight Baptist chords from the time. All his fields was Baptist. And I realized something. And he said something to me. I think it was on the air. He says, this is what these people want, and this is what I'm going to give them.
That's what they want.
If that's what they want, that's what I'm giving. He says, you can't put all that new stuff, that stuff that y'all do in this house.
Wow.
Because it's like somebody walking and they tripping and stuff. Right. He said, you can't do that here. And this is the foundation of what they used to. You got to give it to them. He said, now I'm going to your church. You're not going to hear a lot of that.
Right.
I was so impressed by that.
Right,
now, I knew that, but I needed to hear it again.
You need to hear it, right.
And I needed to see it. Yeah, okay. And that's why I'm so glad to be surrounded by all of that, because sometimes we get we forget the discipline, and we just go crazy. So I get a lot of the calls from the Catholic churches and the Lutheran churches because they know when Walter walks to a Catholic church, you're going to hear Catholic. You're going to hear classical sound and hymns.
Right.
Dr. Watts is going to come out every now and then, depending on depending on the Catholic church.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. You go. Yeah. Oh yeah. You go. I live in South Dakota. They wanted to hear Dr. Watts. I said, really? Are you sure? And I said, the name on the door is Catholic. They no. We want to hear what you guys do.
Wow.
Yes. They don't want to hear what they do. They want to hear what he said. They said that's why we hired you, because we want to hear what y'all do. We got Mama Johnson over here. We tired of her.
Wow.
All right. All right.
Wow.
Let's see who else we got on this list. Where's the flyer here? See. Okay. Carlos Patterson.
Oh.
Help me out.
Yeah, I don't know about
Tell me about him. Just saying the Patterson name alone.
Yes.
Man,
generation.
I remember Carlos from the early 80s.
Yeah.
In First Jurisdiction. When I was coming up.
Coming to the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. When I was coming up in First Jurisdiction, before I was playing, it was Stevie Harris, Carlos Patterson, Donald Wiles, Matthew Tyson. Well, I can go on and on. I'm going to stop right there. But Carlos Patterson was playing. He was like Steve Harris's assistant.
Yes.
And oh my God!
He brought classical.
Oh,
he was one of the ones that brought classical to First Jurisdiction.
Yeah, I agree with that.
His music was so, he just knew what to do at all times. He just knew what to play at every moment of the service. He knew what Bishop Ford wanted at that time, other than Steve Accordance. He was just, his chordings
Yeah.
was so, it was just, it's just mesmerized me as a young guy trying to learn how, because I wasn't even playing then.
Oh, wow.
But I was just Steven, we were talking about Carlos now. But yeah, Carlos, man, oh, wow.
Yeah.
He was phenomenal. That was back in the early 80s when I was coming around, yes. And so he's, even today, he's still.
I get ready to say.
Even today.
He's with Lloyd Brown, I believe.
Okay.
Well, isn't he?
He's at Faith Temple, yes.
Yeah, Lloyd Brown.
Yeah.
And who was the other musician playing for Lloyd Brown, the group? The organist.
We all on that picture together. You, Carlos.
Yeah, what's his name?
Stanley
Robertson.
Right.
Stanley Robertson, another amazing musician.
Oh, yes. Don't forget
all right. Brian Jones, somebody help us out with this.
Oh, gosh.
Songwriter, pastor,
right?
Yes, sir.
Fellowship.
Yeah, Brian has been a guy that's been pretty influential in helping out a lot of younger guys, such as a good friend of mine, Connell Fryer. He's this musician. He's been great with a few different things with his choir, like you said, his songwriting, and just being a pretty cool guy.
Oh yeah, he really is. He's hilarious, by the way. As well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But he's a great guy. And usually you see him back in the day when I would see him on Fellowship, at Fellowship on the organ, and you have what's her name, Ludella Reed.
Oh yeah,
she'll have Brian get on that organ.
Oh yeah.
Now you're gonna hear some old fashioned. Now Larry, when something comes up, run to the mic. Can somebody tell me about Bishop Larry Roberts?
Larry Roberts.
All right.
He's bishop now.
Well,
yeah, he bishop.
I played there. I've been there since 2004.
Oh wow! Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
minister music there.
Because that's where the event is Friday, right? At his church.
Is at his church. They told me, I don't know much, because I wasn't around, but they said he was one of the guys that James Cleveland used a lot when he came in town.
Wow.
The Caravans.
Sure.
He wrote "I Love Jesus."
That's right.
Are you ready?
If you just allow me. Wow. Yeah, that is so true. And then now his children's carrying on. It's his son, I believe it is it.
Junior.
Junior. Yeah. You want to say something about any one of those two that I mentioned?
Well, Larry Roberts, didn't he produce? Actually, my first recording was with Larry Roberts, live recording.
I remember that.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah. He did a lot with First Jurisdiction.
Yes, he sure did. My cousin Jason Jones married somebody in that family. His wife is part of that church. Anyway, family. Let's go to somebody. Tell me about Terry Moore.
All right.
Who's Terry Moore?
Terry is, to me, from what I've learned over the years, he's been a great music director. He's been Walter Hawkins' sideman. He's done sessions with Malcolm Williams, Desmond Pringle, Tori Yolanda Adams, and a few different people. He's a great A-list kind of session type player, like a Richard Gibbs.
Absolutely.
Great discipline type musician, like you was talking about earlier. It's important knowing your environment, knowing where to go in each atmosphere, and knowing how to execute and be, professional. And that he's the ultimate, standard of professionalism. Besides somebody like a Richard Gibbs as well.
Oh wow. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I might add that notion of being true to genre came from working with Terry over the years in the early or the late 90s, early part of the century, of the 2000s, new millennia, I should say that. I had the privilege of working with him with Sounds Unlimited, Ron Ellison. Oh, yeah. In fact, I was just with him the other day as we're preparing for the Saturday celebration. He is a clean musician, which is very important. He's deliberate in what he does when he plays. And so when he's playing, if he makes a mistake, you wouldn't know it. Wow. Only he would know it because it's in his head. Right. So I really admired that about his playing. He's trained by his older brother, Johnny Moore, who is a very classically trained musician, who was an excellent executor of playing. But what I liked about John was John's humility, and he saw in his brother, and he pushed his brother. He pushed his brother in the forefront. Johnny could have really been out there, but Johnny chose to push his brother because and I thought that was a beautiful thing to see. Brotherhood, blood brothers, but not competing, but hey, I think it's on you. You take it.
Right.
And I thought that was a beautiful thing between the two of them. Wow. Because it's really hard to say Terry Moore and not think about Johnny. And so, yes, if you never heard Johnny Moore, it's like saying Rodney Cornell Wendell and never heard of Ed. That's kind of crazy, right?
That's true.
No, that's a great analogy. We had this young man on the show. He didn't want to leave. named Percy Beatty.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that show?
Those are the ones I'm
No, that was one of my favorite shows. He just did not want to leave. We just blessed him, and he wound up blessing us. Percy Beatty, help us out. Tell us about him.
Percy Beatty for me is like Chicago's sought out. Everybody that's in the industry wanted Percy, and Percy kind of like endorsed, if you want to say
endorse. Ooh, great word.
Endorse the other musicians like the Rodney Eastons and Maurice Fitzgerald, Calvin Rogers and stuff. When BB and CC needed somebody, they called Percy Beatty. When R. Kelly was here, they called Percy Beatty. So Percy was that guy that you instilled that guy technically you want to know.
You're right.
Awesome songwriter too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tommy's.
Yeah. That's true.
That's it.
We had got backstage passes, media passes for this past Chicago Fest downtown, and of course, you know who opened the door for me, right? Ding ding. Hello, who is it? And Percy opened the door. Come on, Doc. Come on in. And we went back there to have some dinner, what have you, and he just treated me like I was one of the artists back there. That's Percy. That's him. Pastor Eric Thomas, help us out.
Wow.
Speechless, huh?
Another one classically trained who reads music like we read newspaper.
Wow.
Number one. Number two, put him in the genre, he's going to give it to you. But so full of soul and depth. I watched coming up now, many of the people you're naming were all the same age. And I started thinking about when did their sounds change? It's changed once they started playing with Eric Thomas, with the Soul Children. Because he pulled it out of Wendell. He pulled it out of Terry. And then they took what he pulled out and made it their own. And wow, you saw the change. They took all of the influences that came around him. And it's like his experience with them. I'm not saying he made them, but it's like you play with certain people, they can make you better. Mm-hmm. Me, it was with them sitting under the. If I play with Cornell, I play better when I listen back on tape. If I play with Gerald, I that's what Eric did to them. Mm-hmm. And right now to this day, I just think I love his humility. Mm-hmm. But I love the fact that he is not intimidated by nobody when it comes to playing. Wow. But he doesn't have to prove to you that he's not intimidated. Right. He's just going to sit down and do the thing. And piano is a different sound than his organ, which is a whole nother thing that I loved about him. And talk about songwriter. Oh, my God. Excellent songwriter. And then a show enough good preacher.
Wow. Yeah, that's wonderful to be able to, again, be featured on both those instruments and take control of each instrument separately, like Gibbs. We were talking about Gibbs, Richard Gibbs, because Curtis brought up something very interesting about the bass, just being the bassist first. And you're like, okay, really?
Did you talk about his guitar?
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Wow. Tommy's, right? He played bass for Tommy's.
He played bass for Tommy's first, before Steve Huff.
Before Huff. That is so true. So true. Help me out with Leonard Maddox. What's going on with him?
Leonard is a great musician who has done great works with different churches within the Chicagoland area. He's responsible for, I've known him greatly through the church that I play at, which is First Paradise Church on 67 in Cottage Grove, and through his sons, Josiah and Leonard, who are amazing musicians. I've developed a relationship through him. Through them, as far as with him. And he's great, been great with teaching me a lot of hymns and, congregational songs and, updating me with everything, that came, before my time, as you guys were talking about things that happened in the 80s and music history of Chicago and knowing different guys. He's like a great historian when it comes down to music.
Well, that's awesome. Paul Rogers here on the wall says Larry Roberts is a heck of a chess player. Alvin. His son. Oh, he said. That's right. That's Junior. That's Junior. They all play chess. They playing chess now.
Cousin Larry.
Yeah, cousin Larry. Cousin Larry. Yeah, that's right. We got here the great Lavelle Lacey. Help us out with this legacy. What's going on?
See, I wasn't born yet.
You weren't around then?
Yeah, I was. I'm serious. I
Lavelle is a connection for many of the musicians in town.
true.
He's an organizer, and I think you guys have a breakfast every second Monday, Tuesday,
Tuesday.
second Tuesday. Okay, I've been missed, and you told me about it, and I saw all the pictures up, and I said, okay, if I miss this next one, I'm gonna be upset with myself. So I'll be at the next one. Yeah. Now wait. Now y'all not gonna be in Memphis. Now St. Louis, are we?
Oh yeah, convocation.
Are we in convocation? It might be convocation.
Convocation starts Sunday.
They gonna still have it though. They gonna still have it.
Oh, they still have it. Okay. Okay. Well, you ain't gonna be there, Ed. I ain't going. Okay. The great Lavelle Lacey. Somebody did a wonderful tribute for him on YouTube. Go and type that in, Lavelle Lacey tribute. Yeah, it was really beautiful. Great Boy, huh? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Come on
Now, Lavelle Lacey contributed in the early 70s the staccato jazz blues riff and running that you hear now that a lot of people do. He brought that in, and along with his songwriting, he has tons of songs that he's written that we sing every Sunday, and a lot of us don't know, through Maceo Woods, through Cosmopolitan. I mean, you got the I'm blessed. As I look around me, I realize I'm blessed. Saved me. So glad he saved me.
Oh, yeah.
So glad he saved me.
Wow.
Yes. From the top of my head to the sole of my feet. Lavelle has hits almost, what's amazing, in every genre, every generation. And they did a tribute recording session a few years back of his hits. And they didn't even touch all of them. But the fact is, another humility. He's played for all the greats. He loves to bring musicians together and collaborate. He's very giving as far as music history, heritage, and whatever he can show you. But then the legacy continues in his sister, who's a great songwriter, Valencia Lacey. Yes. Then his nephew, Titus. Titus, I can't think of Titus' last name. Robeson. Titus Robeson. I watched him grow as a little kid and just watch us, and he just amazing how the next generation pulls and drains and takes and formulates into even another degree. So Lavelle's contribution goes into other musicians, like Ed was to a lot of us. Lavelle was to a lot of us as well. And this breakfast, you'll see, because people that you never thought you'd see in the same room, they come together from, the ages. And you can sit there. It's a museum of musical minds in that room.
They might as well just give us the whole restaurant.
Well, now it's like on that Tuesday, they look forward to it.
Tuesday was ridiculous.
They pull in all the staff, and they make a ton of money. They make a ton of money selling breakfast.
Wow. That's good history for Lavelle Lacey. He deserves it. He's been sick. And we just continue to pray for his health. Great Boy Productions, y'all. Gerald Gray.
Oh man,
that's definitely Curtis.
Look at him. He's standing up.
That's Pops. For me, I give all credit to Rodney Jones, your nephew, and Leonard Razor. I was always just playing, just me and a drummer. It wasn't like a band. So the Gray Boys used to have these Christmas concerts every year.
That's right.
And I was just amazed of just playing with a band, and nobody was like overplaying each other and clashing, and they was having fun doing it. So Rodney and Leonard, they was playing before it was Joshua's Troop. It was called Ark Youth Choir.
That's right.
Under Clay Evans. And when Jenkins came in, they changed the name to Josh Troop, and they was looking for a band, and they invited me to the rehearsal, and we went to Gerald basement.
Yes.
In his basement. On a rolling 24.
Yes, sir.
I know. Still has it.
Still got it.
Still has it.
Good stuff.
And just to, his key bass, his ideas of just teaching you how to play with a band, and placement.
You know what? Name some of the artists across the country now that came
Gray
through
Boy?
Gray Boy's production.
Well, let's see. You said Joshua Troop. New Direction.
Beyond that,
musicians.
Because
that's true.
He's not just a great musician, him and his brothers, but they sent so many musicians.
Right. We could start with Teddy Campbell. We could start with Quinn Wine Anderson.
That's right.
Ethan Farmer, J.J. Smith, Rodney East.
That's true.
True. Philip Feaster,
Well,
Cornell Thigpen.
Well, we're going to
Freddie
claim
Moffitt.
Rodney East, so then we handed him over to
We
them.
handed
Go
him over.
ahead.
Yeah. I think Rodney had the same thing with me. Like just
exactly.
want to play with a band, rather than just a drummer situation.
You're right.
But Gerald is. I don't even think he really gets that credit.
They don't
either.
get that
No,
credit,
they don't.
man.
They really don't. I agree with that.
They get
But
it without the
not to the degree that they really deserve. Because every time I cut on the TV, whether I'm watching the Tonight Show, Good Morning America, it's somebody from Grey Boy.
And then when they come to Chicago,
it's. I'm telling you, it is.
You're right.
Because if you come out of that camp, they know you're well trained.
They know you well.
Absolutely.
You're right.
I call it Never Neverland.
Never land.
No, because once you get so old, Gerald's like, okay, if you ain't learned it now, get over me.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And he always.
You know,
I met Gerald at 16.
even my nephews, even Lil Lawrence, even Lil Rod.
Yeah.
We took them to a level, but as far as them getting out and playing for the artists, you
right.
got to give it to the
You
Great
have to give
Boys
it to
because
them.
they provide
They
a
train
train.
us.
They're the bridge.
They were.
So
They really were.
it's honor's got to go where
That
it's
is so
due.
true. One man plants, another man waters.
That's it.
God gave the increase. Yeah, absolutely. This last man on this list here is the great Steve Harris. Man, Ed Childs, let me tell you. I think the three of us are very familiar with it.
Yeah.
I was blessed to be with Steve Harris on a couple of occasions. I now am helping out Bishop Robert Sanders right now, where the organ has been blessed by Steve Harris down through the years. And he walked in one day, and I says, "I got to go. Somebody give me a broom or a mop or something." So the convocation was going on, and of course, I was a musician for that entire week. It just made me the MD, and he walked in the first night, and I says, I'm not playing the Lord's Prayer. I'm not going to do it. And I turned to the power of the be. I says, he's playing the Lord's Prayer. There's no way I'm going to do this in front of him.
No way.
Yeah, and they says, well, tell him come on up. And they ushered him up. And ushered him on up. Yep. I says, okay, let's go. And I hit the record button. And I can truly say I got the only recording in America of him playing. And I sat there and I heard him. Wasn't a whole lot of crazy runs or nothing. He played simple, straight Bishop Ford chords.
Oh, yeah.
Now, does that make any sense when I said
but
that?
now he can.
Oh, yeah, he can. Oh, of course.
See, when I first met Steve, he had an afro. That's how long it was. When I started playing with Steve, and I had an afro in training.
Yeah. Afro training. Well, it was the Great Tent Revivals on State Street.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes,
where, and before Ed Childs became king, that organ had tape recorders on top of the organ. Mine was up there. And probably yours was up there.
Yes, I know mine's up
and
there.
then a few other people. And Larry had that was it Rickenbacker? What you had?
Bass
back there, sitting next to Steve. Okay, Cedric. Well,
No,
Cedric was still a little boy then. He came a little later on.
Actually, it was Pastor Sam Edwards.
Sam Edwards, that's right.
Terry Sanders was on drums.
That's right.
And Bobby Whitley was on drums.
That's so true.
Yes,
that's right. That was the band.
And me and Dio wasn't boring.
Right. No, you guys were.
We wasn't even thought of.
You guys were not around.
I know Dio just looked at me like, you that old?
Yeah, man.
You guys mentioned Leonard. Razor. Okay.
Leonard.
Oh,
Yes,
what I
sir.
said. Sorry, Leonard. Hey, Brittany, let's play
man.
1 minute. Just only 1 minute. Number 6. Okay, this is the Lord's Prayer. You probably guys have never. Matter of fact, if you got to pay close attention because you don't know where he is.
In E.
He's in E.
In E.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. It's ridiculous. I can't play the whole thing. But if you go to my show where I call it the greatest Hammond organ players, you can hear the whole song. Let's just play 1 minute of it. Brett, number 6.
Man, I was there for this. I'll never forget.
This is
yeah.
E.
I will never forget.
It's crazy. I think it's in one ear. It's on your left ear, but that's fine.
He's on the 5 right now.
Wow. Yeah, that's funky. That's it.
Yeah, turn it up. He had to test it.
Leonard Razor. One of Ed Shaw's students.
Yep.
Classic. That's it.
Okay, Britt, that's enough.
That's what I'm saying. You can't take
Just
the
stop.
movie.
E is a whole
Yeah.
different appreciation.
Yeah,
Right.
there's
That's what I'm saying.
there's no way.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
E is a whole different appreciation.
Yeah.
It ain't even about the song. It's the fact that
Yeah.
Right. That's we can meditate on that.
We can
That's a whole
mention that.
message.
Just E alone. Okay, these some honorable mentions. They're not Chicago people, but these are some honorable mentions that our forefathers listened to, and then we began listening to. Go to 8, Brittany. Play that for about 30 seconds. Alvin, tell me who this is. On organ? The great Daniel Hawkins from the Hawkins family. Now listen to his organ player. Listen to how he have fun with this. Just having fun. Now, Brittany, go to number 9. This is the great Billy Preston, who kicked it off for a lot of our fathers. Now, he's playing Summertime, okay? And
before you play that,
yes,
it's two things that impressed me with the older generation. From my understanding, there was no in-ears. So all that was monitors.
Sure was.
Meaning you couldn't mess up.
No, you couldn't. That's true. That's good. That's a great catch.
You couldn't mess up. So
love that.
And you don't really hear many organs on records now.
No, you don't.
You don't.
No,
It's just a feel.
That's all it is. And that is so true. That's good. You don't hear. No, he's been producing. That's a great catch.
Because I want to do a session with just monitors to just good. Capture the moment.
Capture the moment. That is so true. Now, let me say this, though. If you remove the organ from the mix, you know it's gone.
The mix fall apart.
Absolutely. That's the phenomenon of the organ. It's that frequency. If you remove it, it's missing. But if it's in there, you don't know it's there.
That's what I was doing in the studio last night. Fixing somebody's track.
Come on.
Putting the B3 in there. He's like, it sounds so much fuller now.
Yep. There
what
you go.
Do?
What you do.
I did B3.
I did B3. That's all. That's it. And so, yeah.
For
so,
the church, that's the reason why it was brought to the church. Because when they started moving into larger edifices, they had 2 pianos.
Right.
But the timing was always off because they didn't have microphones. So they brought the B3 into the church to fill the room so that the timing would be in sync.
Wow.
Interesting. Right down the street at First Church Deliverance.
Professor, I learned something every time I come here.
No, that's what they used to have 2 pianos if the church was big because they didn't have mics, and so pianos and the 2 pianists would play at the same time. They'd watch the conductor. But if the timing was off, they read music and they look. You know how sometimes you can get off if you read music or somebody got bad timing. It gets off because a long time they didn't have drums in church at all.
Right.
So then they brought the B3 in. They put 2 speakers in, 1 B3 piano and organ. And then the organist would keep time with his foot. If you listen to older organists, you know they're keeping the time.
Oh, yeah,
Nash Schaefer, he would keep the rhythm with his foot.
Right.
We young folks don't do that.
Well, Friday we are recording.
Okay.
Monitors.
Oh wow, that's gonna be great.
No in-ears.
And see, that's the whole reason why that organ was brought into the church because they stole it from the jazz genre, but it made things convenient.
Can I say something right quick before we run out of time? I want to say this about, and this is one of the reasons why I shot down here. I want to say this about Dio. I want to talk about Dio for about 30 seconds in this. And I want, if you are a budding bassist, a professional, drummer, keyboard, tambourine player, doesn't matter. I'm telling you, if you come to this event, you will be blessed and you will learn something.
You will.
Because, there's a few of us that are providing bridges for other people, and I was getting ready for my drum shed. And before I did my drum shed, I came to his foundation, to the drummers. And I walked in and said, let me go check this out. And you know what? My mind was blown. I'm telling you right now, it takes a lot to blow my mind.
Yeah.
And so well put together.
Yeah.
Wasn't no junk. I mean, you had the honorees there. I would compare it to like a music award
I
show.
agree with that.
I mean,
Yeah.
just first class.
I agree.
So you really, really want to be there.
Yeah.
You know, and then now he's doing it for the organists, and I hear he did it for the bass players.
That's right.
You know, I was getting dressed that night. They said, "Hey, they want to honor the bass players." I got dressed, and I was like, "Yeah, waiting on him to call me." You know.
Man, that's a good,
just thought
good
I
shot
had to
fired,
put
man.
that in there.
I had a feeling I was coming.
Well, it's gonna be a series.
It's gonna be a series.
Just had to put that in there.
Oh,
But
man.
anyway, but no, and this is something that is needed.
Yeah.
That's why I come to this. That's why I go to the breakfast, and that's why I do my one mic show to talk about some of the foundations that a lot of musicians. We hear from the artists, but we don't hear from the musicians.
Right.
So we're giving the musicians a voice because let's face it, and I know people don't like the word fan because it's derivative of fanatic, but these musicians have fan bases too.
Yeah, they do.
And they have musicians that are following them too,
Yes.
studying from them too, and they would like to hear from them.
That's true.
So Curtis, I mean, these guys are doing great things. And Dio, you guys, I'm telling you out there, you want to be there. And what the date is, say that. What's the date?
October 30th.
Where at?
Trinity All Nations Church.
What time?
7:30 p.m.
You be there.
I advise y'all to get there at 6:30.
Yeah,
that's gonna be pretty packed.
Yeah, 6:30. You got I don't think people really know who Ed Showers
No,
really
they
is.
don't know.
So First Jurisdiction is going to be there.
They will.
You know,
Let
and
me
then
tell you
Pastor
something
Thomas has his church, Greater Harvest.
It's
Bishop
already
Roberts,
there.
his church. So
It's already there. It's already there. And Ed, let me tell you something.
that's why I keep
with
trying
Ed.
to say. I don't think they really know who Ed Showers
No, they don't.
is.
They don't.
Listen, for 18 years I played with Ed Showers. Period. And we actually tried to sing him for a while too. But every time I would travel over this country, I don't care where you were and you mentioned you was at, Ed Showers, they knew him because he's found. I'm glad you called it foundation because as far as Chicago B3, he's foundation.
Yeah, he really is. 9600 South Vincennes.
Yep.
That Vincennes is on the angle, y'all. One of them angle streets, okay? 9600 South Vincennes, Trinity All Nations Ministries. Again, when he says get there early, this is not a
It will start on time.
They're going to start on time, and this ain't no 5,000 seat arena. So you need to get up in there. So it says 7:30 on the flyer, but I don't suggest you walk in at 7:30. I'm gonna be sitting right there on the front row at 6:30, waiting on
Second row. The honorees got the front row.
Dang. Well, second row.
Can I at least get a seat you can, in the second row? You got me covered.
Look at that.
All right.
No respect. No respect. Hey, do me a favor before I lose out here. I need y'all to do me a station drop. Ed, pull that mic to your yeah. Do me a station drop. Here's what you're gonna say. Just say, "Hey, everybody, this is Ed Showers." Just say, "Yeah, this is Ed Showers," and you're now listening to the Sir Walter Jones Show.
Hello, this is Ed Showers talking, and you are now listening to the Sir Walter Jones Show.
Yes, sir.
Good stuff. All right. Doc Lindsay, you ready?
The same thing.
No, don't say Ed. Go for it.
It's your boy Curtis Lindsay. You now listen to the Sir Walter Jones Show.
Awesome. Doc.
Hey, this is Dwayne Bradford. You're now listening to the Sir Walter Jones Show.
Good. I got him in there. Britt, that's what, at 47 minutes after the 5 o'clock hour. That way we know what put it. Okay. Billy Preston, go to the Hammond B3 show. I forget what we called it, but go to my Spreaker account and you'll hear his playing. But if you do number 10 right quick, number 10. This is Twinkie Clark song called Determination. Listen to that bass. Listen to that foot pedal. Okay?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Come on. When she gets into the verse, you'll hear it. Here it comes.
Oh, wow, this is Oregon.
Come on.
No bass.
You hearing it. No sub. Straight organ. No bass. Come on. That's the way it was, man. The organ was the orchestra. Yeah. Okay, Britt, go to number 11. These are some honorable mentions here. We know about the great Melvin Crispell, Midwest man, but then he at the funeral, The great Corey Henry came on the scene
Yes, Lord.
and did a little tribute song. Just play about 30 seconds of that. You could go to YouTube and hear the great Corey Henry from Snarky Puppy. If you don't know nothing about Snarky Puppy, you're not a musician. You need to pay attention. That's all I can do. Okay. Chicago boy, Minister Ernie Allen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, come on, go to YouTube and type in Minister Ernie Allen. The song called "Even Me" at Greater Harvest Church. He just kills it. All right, and go to my Hammond organ show and you can hear him. Let's see, we've got Philip Patterson. You go to that show, you can hear that's the son, Phil Patterson.
Oh yeah.
All right, the great Nash Schaefer.
All right.
God rest his soul.
Oh, yes.
The great Nash Schaefer. Go to the show, you'll hear his playing as well. Here's a young lady by the name of Trina Treen. She's a Midwestern girl. Go to 12. This is about 30 seconds long. Okay? Hear her chord structure.
Learn your craft, everybody. Play and...
You know what you should do, T? Start it in A form.
A?
Add a G chord in it too, and with the G.
Okay.
Deception.
Okay.
Trina Treen. Go to YouTube. Just a little girl.
Wow.
But she's bad. All right. Number 4, Brittany. This little hit right here is what made every musician in the country do this little hit during shout music. There's number 4.
Beverly Crawford, give it up!
There it is. Now y'all know where it come from. Yep. A lot of these folk didn't know where it come from. This is my friend from college, Samuel Butts. His father was my pastor while I was in school down there. Sam wrote this song here for Beverly Crawford. It's About Time for Miracle. Everybody does it. And if they don't do this one, they go, oh. All right? That's the war cry from, he's gone too, Pastor Bishop. Yeah. Okay? So some more honorable mentions here. You've got, let's see, Brenda Moore.
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, how excellent.
Oh, yeah, Brenda.
Brenda Moore. My God, I used to run the street with Brenda Moore. Yeah.
We were in jazz band.
Oh, yeah. Great Brenda Moore. Michael Thurston. Run the streets with him as well, or high school. Daniel Hardy. Okay. Daniel Weatherspoon.
Oh, absolutely.
And his brother. Okay, I go to.
It's coming for him.
Come on.
We honoring
the foundation right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first series.
This is the first. That's good.
Series.
Oh yeah. I'm with his father every Sunday morning. His father plays guitar. The Weatherspoon. From Spoon Fed. Rose Harper. Okay. Let's see. We got Raquita Sykes.
Oh, yes.
Come on now. Yes, absolutely. We mentioned Cynthia Nunn.
Oh, yes.
At Dennis Griffin. I don't know if y'all know him. High school. Okay, Dennis Griffin. We mentioned Stanley R. Robinson. Lloyd Brown. Of course, he played, believe it or not. Luke Austin.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I've had some good days. I've had some heels. Oh, do you hear those drops going on in Luke's? Just amazing talent. Matthew Tyson from that Tyson clan. Right. Then you got Dr. Ray Berryhill. Right. Come on, the Berryhill. Don't play. All right. Magnificent choral director and arranger. Just amazing. Yeah. Xavier Treadwell. Okay. Cliff Dubose.
Yep. Oh, that's right. But what?
Cliff. I traveled with him for a few years with the Joy Singers. Joy Singers. Pastor Maceo Woods. Willie Harmon from Monument of Faith. The bishop. Oh, come on now.
Years.
Yeah. And so these are some honorable mentions, all right? And trust
Sir
me.
Walter Jones.
Uh-oh.
There you go.
Yes, sir. And tough. Multi-jewel.
Yeah, they're tough.
Max Frank as well.
But serious too. Well, it's funny that you should mention Sir Walter Jones because he's doing the outro, by the way. Kojic Bump, we're calling this, by Sir Walter Jones. And you'll hear me channeling the great King Edward Showers in my plan. All right. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. Friday, y'all, October 30th, 7:30 p.m. Get there at 6:30. Trinity All Nations Ministries, 9600 South Vincennes. And if you listen to the show after this event is over, still share this with everybody you can, because part 2 and part 3 and part 4
tag the
is
plugger.
coming.
Just tag the plugger. Share the plugger.
Make sure
tag
you get
the
there
plugger.
on time.
Yes, get there on time.
We'll be honoring 16 people. So
yeah, it's a lot of people. So
it's gonna go through.
Quick. We're going there. Okay. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. We're gonna take a picture right after this so we can send Ed back to his wife. All right. Okay. Thank you, Larry Jones. And thank you, Albert Carter. Appreciate you. Yeah. No, she was there. She was periscoping us and what have you. All right, y'all. This is Sir Walter Jones doing the Kojic Bump, and you hear Ed Showers all over it. All right, y'all. This is what we do it. Go to Spreaker.com and share the show. Sir Walter Jones Show.
You want both your hands?
Yeah, we can. That's how you warm up, and then you go.
Boy, you's a bad man.
You have been listening to the Sir Walter Jones Show, where Sir Walter Jones provides you with a biblical perspective on everyday life. Stay connected to Sir Walter Jones at his website, www.sirwalterjones.com. Search The Sir Walter Jones Show on Facebook or follow on Twitter at Sir Walter's Music. Until next time, thank you for listening to the Sir Walter Jones Show with Sir Walter Jones.